So good afternoon to all. In yesterday's class already I will start a switching modulator. Already we discussed about the topic switching modulator. Why it is named as switching modulator? Here the main component is diode. It is used in switching operation. So that's why the circuit name is coming as switching modulator. Already you know diode switching operation. At the input of diode, we considered V1 of t, V1 of t as M of t plus C of t. What is M of t? Message signal, and C of t is a carrier signal. So V1 of t equal to M of t plus C of t. When the diode becomes forward bias? Respond anyone? At which voltage diode becomes forward bias in this circuit? Already I told you the conditions in yesterday's class. What is V1 of t? Respond anyone. What is V1 of t? Are you visible my screen?
Yes.
Now tell me what is V1 of t? M of t plus
T of
C of t.
T of minus C.
Yes, M of t plus C of t. When the diode becomes forward bias in this circuit?
When C of T
When C of t is greater than 0. So when C of t is greater than 0, diode becomes forward bias. At that situation, V2 of t equal to V1 of t. Already I told you all that conditions. So according to that, you take V2 of t as V1 of t if C of t is greater than 0 and V2 of t equal to 0 if C of t is less than 0. Already I think you wrote the conditions. Now consider in the form of waveforms. So this is message signal M of t and carrier signal is considered as a pulse train. And this is a combination of M of t and C of t. So V2 of t can be written as V1 of t into Gp of t. What is Gp of t here? Gp of t is a periodic pulse train which have the duty cycle of 1/2 of time period. So therefore it can be considered as T naught equal to 1 by Fc. T naught equal to 1 by Fc. Up to this, in last class it is completed. So V2 of t is approximately considered as V1 of t into Gp of t, where Gp of t is a periodic pulse train which have the duty cycle T naught equal to 1 by Fc. Now substitute V1 of t. Substitute V1 of t. What is V1 of t? M of t plus Vc cos omega ct. M of t plus Vc cos omega ct into Gp of t. Already you know Vc cos omega ct is C of t. So therefore V2 of t becomes M of t plus C of t into Gp of t. So this is the waveform representation for Gp of t. Using Fourier series, Gp of t can be written as 1 by 2 plus 2 by pi sigma n equal to 1 to infinite minus 1 whole power n minus 1 by 2n minus 1 into cos omega ct into 2n minus 1. I think already you know Fourier series for pulse train, GP of t. Now if we substitute n equal to 1, this term becomes cos omega ct, 2 by pi into cos omega ct. If we substitute n is 1, this term becomes 2 by pi into cos omega ct. For n equal to 2, this term becomes 0. For n equal to 3, again we have some value. So totally, here we consider only odd harmonic components. For even harmonic components, this term becomes 0. So finally, we can consider it as 1 by 2 plus 2 by pi cos omega ct plus odd harmonic components. Odd harmonic components. Now consider it as equation number 4. All of you must do derivations in your notes. So 1 by 2 plus 2 by pi cos omega ct plus odd harmonic components. So for even numbers, even values, it becomes 0. Now substituting equation 4 in equation 3. What is equation 3? What is equation 3? This one. M of t plus C of t into Gp of t. So substitute Gp of t value. Substitute Gp of t value. Then V2 of t becomes Vc cos omega ct plus M of t into half plus 2 by pi cos omega ct plus odd components. Just you substitute Gp of t value. Now multiply Vc cos omega ct plus M of t into Gp of t. Then we got Vc by 2 cos omega ct plus half into M of t, half into M of t half into M of t plus, again if we multiply with this term, Vc 2 by pi cos omega ct into cos omega ct, cos square omega ct plus, if we multiply with M of t, 2 by pi M of t cos omega ct. First you write up to this term, 2 by pi M of t cos omega ct plus odd components into these terms. Here we considered it as unwanted components. So therefore just you write some unwanted components. Again in the next step you write, for the third component you multiply with 2Vc. Multiply and divide with 2Vc. For our convenience, for third component, that is for last component, you just multiply and divide with 2Vc. Now you common Vc by 2 and cos omega ct from these three terms. The first term is Vc by 2 cos omega Ct. Second term is 1 by 2 m of t. And after multiplication from the last term, you put same as third term as same. Third term నేమి కదిలించద్దమ్మా. 2Vc by pi cos square omega Ct ని అలానే ఉంచండి. Take these three terms and common Vc by 2 cos omega Ct. Vc by 2 cos omega Ct. For the first term we have 1. For the first term we have 1. And for these two terms, we have 4 by pi Vc, 4 by pi Vc m of t from these two terms. That is half m of t and this term. So totally at the final step, we have Vc by 2 into 1 plus 4 by pi Vc m of t into cos omega Ct plus here we have another term. మా ఇక్కడ మీరు కామన్ తీసేటప్పుడు 4 by pi Vc m of t ఈ టర్మ్ నుంచే తీసుకోండి. ఫస్ట్ టర్ము ఈ ఫోర్త్ టర్మ్ నేను కన్సిడర్ చేసింది. హాఫ్ m of t సేమ్ అలా ఉంటేనే కదా మనకి ఇది వచ్చేది. సో Vc by 2 cos omega Ct కామన్ తీసింది ఫస్ట్ టర్మ్ అండ్ దిస్ టర్మ్. So at that situation we have Vc by 2 into 1 plus 4 by pi Vc m of t cos omega Ct plus we have another term that is half m of t plus this term that is 2 Vc by pi cos square omega Ct plus unwanted components. Now if you observe these terms, the first term is same as AM wave. What is the AM wave representation? VAM cos omega Ct. What is the value of VAM? What is the value of VAM? Vc into 1 plus Ka m of t cos omega Ct. At the starting classes, I already, you know the AM wave representation. What is the AM wave representation? Some amplitude into cos omega Ct. What is that amplitude? VAM cos omega Ct. What is the VAM value in terms of Ka? That is Vc into 1 plus Ka m of t into cos omega Ct. Therefore, the first term is same as AM wave. So for this term, you represent as AM wave. And remaining all terms are considered as unwanted components. So with the help of switching modulator, we can generate AM wave. According to this mathematical analysis, we can say that with the help of switching modulator, we can generate AM wave and some unwanted components. These unwanted components can be rejected with the help of band pass filters or by using any other filters. So from this equation, what is the Ka value? What is Ka value? What is Ka? Respond anyone, what is Ka?
Amplitude sensitivity.
Very good. Amplitude sensitivity
4
factor.
by 5.
What is value? Ka equal to 4 by pi Vc. 4 by pi Vc. So in switching modulator circuit, Ka equal to 4 by pi Vc, which is amplitude sensitivity factor. So in both modulators, we use the main component as diode. But in previous circuit, the diode is operated in nonlinear characteristic curve. But in this case, the diode is used as a switch. The diode is used as a switch. So to generate AM wave, the main component here used is a diode. So what are the two techniques? So the first method is square law modulator and second method is switching modulator. So with the help of these two circuits, we can generate AM wave. So these circuits are called modulators, AM modulators. Where these modulators are placed? These modulators are placed at the transmitter side. Again, at the receiver side, again to suppress a carrier, we use demodulator circuits. We use demodulator circuits. So demodulators are also called detector circuits. Detector circuits. In next class, I will tell the detector circuits. In today's class, you do some problems up to cover topic. Put aside heading problems. Problems are very, very important. The first, మీకు ఎగ్జామ్లో కూడా ఫస్ట్ బిట్ థియరీ ఇస్తే సెకండ్ బిట్ వచ్చేసి ప్రాబ్లం ఉంటుంది దానికి రిలేటెడ్. సో యూ మస్ట్ ప్రాక్టీస్ నెంబర్ ఆఫ్ ప్రాబ్లమ్స్ బై రిఫర్ సంజయ్ శర్మ టెక్స్ట్ బుక్. Note on the first problem. A commercial AM station is broadcasting with an average transmitted carrier. A commercial AM station is broadcasting with an average transmitted carrier power of 10 kilowatts. Carrier power of 10 kilowatts. మా ప్రాబ్లం నోట్ చేసేటప్పుడే పారామీటర్స్ గివెన్ పారామీటర్స్ అబ్జర్వ్ చేసుకుంటూ నోట్ చేయండి. The modulation index is set at 0.707 for a sinusoidal message signal. Find the transmission power. Efficiency and power in the side bands of the transmitted signal. What are the finding parameters? First one is transmission power. After that efficiency, after that power in side bands. These are the required parameters. Transmission power, efficiency and power in side bands. These are the required parameters. What is the given data? Tell me what is the given data? Average transmitted carrier power. Here we have PC. What is PC? First note down the value of PC. PC equal to how much? What is PC? Hmm? 10 kilowatts. PC is 10 kilowatts. After that, we have modulation index, which is represented with mu. So what is mu value? Mu equal to 0.707. 0.707. So now what is the given data? PC equal to 10 into 10 power 3 watts and modulation index mu equal to 0.707. Now what is our first aim? Calculation of transmission power. So it is considered as PT, total power. Already you know the relation between total power PT and carrier power PC. So first you calculate PT. PT equal to PC into 1 plus mu square by 2. Already I told you this is very, very important formula which is used in problems. PT equal to PC into 1 plus mu square by 2. So we have PC and mu value. So substitute those values. How much you got? PT equal to 12.5 kilowatts. 12.5 kilowatts. Now what is our next aim? Calculation of efficiency. The second point is percentage efficiency. Already you know the efficiency formula. What is that formula? Efficiency equal to total sideband power by total power. Sideband power by total power into 100. So what is sideband power? Already you know sideband power equal to mu square PC by 2. Mu square PC by 2. And already you know PT equal to PC into 1 plus mu square by 2. So substitute. Cancel PC. Cancel PC. After that you substitute mu value. After that you substitute mu value. How much you got? Efficiency is 20%. Efficiency is 20%. Now our third point is sideband power. What is sideband power? That is PSB. Mu square PC by 2. Mu square PC by 2. Substitute mu and PC. We got 2.5 kilowatts. 2.5 kilowatts. So this is simple problem and frequently asked problem. Calculation of efficiency, sideband power and total power. Completed or not? Is it completed? Okay. So note down second problem. A complex modulating wave. A complex modulating wave consisting of a sine wave of amplitude 3 volts, a sine wave of amplitude 3 volts, observe all parameters. Sine wave of amplitude 3 volts and frequency 1 kilohertz, frequency 1 kilohertz plus a cosine wave of amplitude of 5 volts and frequency 3 kilohertz. Amplitude of 5 volts and frequency 3 kilohertz. Frequency 3 kilohertz is amplitude modulated by a sine carrier of 500 kilohertz. Sine carrier of 500 kilohertz and 50 volts peak. Determine the average power transmitted. When a wave is fed to a 50 ohms load. If you observe the problem, we have two message signals. So one signal is which have the amplitude of 3 volts with frequency of 1 kilohertz. What is the another signal? Another signal which have the amplitude of 5 volts with frequency of 3 kilohertz. So the first signal is considered as M1 of t and second signal is considered as M2 of t. These two message signals are modulated with a carrier of 500 kilohertz. Which have the amplitude of 50 volts. Now write the given data. Take M1 of t. What is M1 of t? What is the amplitude for M1 of t? 3 volts. So message signal. Already you know the message signal for representation. Vm cos omega t or say Vm sin omega mt. Already in problem, the first signal is a sine wave. And second signal is a cosine wave. So therefore, the first signal M1 of t can be considered as 3 sine. Already you know AC signal representation, V sine omega mt. What is the value of omega m? 2 pi fm. Here what is the frequency for first signal? 1 kilohertz. So therefore, in mathematical form, M1 of t can be written as 3 sine 2 pi into 1 into 10 power 3 into t. This is M1 of t. The first term is M1 of t. So in this problem, we have two message signals, M1 of t and M2 of t. So therefore, total message signal is sum of M1 of t and M2 of t. So therefore, at the first form, you represent M1 of t, which have the amplitude of 3 and what is the frequency? 1 kilohertz. So therefore, we can consider it as 3 sine 2 pi into 1 into 10 power 3 into t. Now take the second signal M2 of t. What is the amplitude for M2 of t? 5. Pi cos. Here why we take cos term? He already mentioned second signal is a cosine form. So therefore, we consider it as 5 cos 2 pi. What is the frequency here? 3 kilohertz. 3 into 10 power 3 into t. Now write carrier wave. What is Vc of t? What is the peak value for VC? Respond anyone? What is the peak voltage for VC?
50 volts.
50 volts. 50 into, he also mentioned it carrier as a sine wave. So therefore 50 sine 2 pi into, what is the frequency? 500 kilohertz. So therefore 500 into 10 power 3 into T. So these are the signals representation. Now, what is our aim? Determine the average power transmitted when a wave is fed to a 50 ohms load. When a wave is fed to a 50 ohms load. So transmitted power ni calculate cheyamantunaru. So therefore, total power PT equal to, already you know, PC into 1 plus mu square by 2. But what is PC value? What is PC? PC equal to carrier power. PC equal to, in terms of voltage and resistance, what is the value? VC square by 2R. VC square by 2R. So therefore PC, in place of PC, you write VC square by 2R. At the starting classes, we already calculated that value. PC equal to VC square by 2R into 1 plus mu square by 2. So substitute VC value, carrier voltage, and load resistor value R. If we have single signal, we can consider it as mu. But here we have two message signals, therefore mu can be considered as mu1 square plus mu2 square. Already you know the relation. Mu square equal to mu1 square plus mu2 square. What is mu1 value? Vm1 by Vc. Mu is the amplification factor. Mu1 is the amplification factor for first signal. So therefore Vm1 by Vc. Mu2 is the amplification factor for second signal, which is equal to Vm2 by Vc. Vm2 by Vc. Now first you calculate mu1 and mu2. First you calculate mu1 and mu2. Then you got mu square value. Mu square equal to mu1 square plus mu2 square. After that, you substitute Vc, R and mu square value. Then you got total power PT. Then you got total power PT. How much you got? 25.17 watts. Always mention units. .17 watts. So this is another way of a problem. So with the help of this representation, that is M1 of T and M2 of T. If he mentioned three signals, then you combine for message signal as combination of three signals. That is M1 of T plus M2 of T plus M3 of T. Those three signals are modulated with a single carrier. Already in the starting classes, already I told you the advantage of modulation is multiplexing. Multiplexing. Completed? Completed second problem. Now, note on the third problem. The total transmitted power content of AM signal is 1000 watts. 1000 watts. Determine the power being transmitted at the carrier frequency. Power being transmitted at the carrier frequency and each of the sidebands when the percentage modulation is 100. When the percentage modulation is 100. What is the given data here? PT. First note down the given data. PT equal to 1000 watts. PT equal to 1000 watts. And mu value. What is mu value here? For 100% modulation, we can consider mu as 1. Already you know that parameter. For 100% modulation, mu is considered as 1. So, in the problem, you determine carrier power and carrier frequency. So, first of all, PT equal to, you note down, PT equal to PC plus PUSB plus PLSB. Already we know the relation. Total power is carrier power plus upper sideband power plus lower sideband power. మా సైడ్ బ్యాండ్ పవర్ మీరు కన్సిడర్ చేసేటప్పుడు బోత్ యూ కన్సిడర్ యూఎస్బి అండ్ ఎల్ఎస్బి. డోంట్ కన్సిడర్ సింగిల్ బ్యాండ్. If we want to substitute sideband power, then you consider both USB and LSB. Don't consider either USB or LSB. So therefore PT equal to PC plus PUSB plus PLSB. Already you know PC plus what is PUSB? In terms of PC mu square by 4. Similarly PLSB is PC mu square by 4. So substitute PC plus PC mu square by 2. If we take LCM, now if you take mu equal to 1, why we take mu equal to 1? Already he mentioned for 100% modulation. So for 100% modulation, what is the modulation percentage here? 100. So therefore already you know for 100% modulation mu is 1. So therefore you take mu as 1. Then what is PT? PT equal to PC plus PC by 2. Which is equal to 1.5 PC. 1.5 PC. Now, already you know PT. What is PT? He mentioned as 1000 watts. So substitute 1000 equal to 1.5 into PC. From that you calculate PC value. PC equal to PC equal to 666.67 watts. Now in the next step, here we want to calculate sideband power PSB. Already you know what is PT. PT equal to PC plus sideband power. So from that PSB, how we can write? PSB equal to PT minus PC. PT minus PC. So already you know PT 1000, PC equal to 666.67. If we substitute those values, PSB equal to 333.3 watts. 333.3 watts. If we want to calculate individually, that is LSB power and USB power. What is the formula? PSB by 2. So in both side bands, if we have these 333.3 watts, then if you calculate for single side band, it becomes PSB by 2. PSB by 2, which is equal to 333.3 by 2. Now what is the value? 166.67 watts. This is the power in single side band. That is either USB or LSB. Now note down the last problem. I think it is completed or not. Third problem. It is a simple problem. If you done calculations, after completing class, you done the calculations. Now coming to fourth problem. An AM signal is given by VAM of t equal to 10 cos 2 pi 10 power 60. This is some critical problem. Observe carefully. 10 cos 2 pi 10 power 60 plus 5 cos 2 pi 10 power 60 into cos 2 pi 10 power 3t plus what is the third term? 2 cos 2 pi 10 power 6 into t 10 power 6 into t cos 4 pi 10 power 3 into t 10 power 3 into t. This is our AM wave. Find the various frequency components. And the corresponding modulation indices. Draw the spectrum. Bandwidth, modulated power, sideband power, and modulation index. First note on the AM wave, VAM of t. First note on the wave, VAM of t. We have three terms. First note down the VAM of t. సో ఇక్కడ వాడు సిగ్నల్ ఇచ్చాడమ్మా, మొత్తం మీరు స్పెక్ట్రమ్ డ్రా చేయాలి, బ్యాండ్ విడ్త్ క్యాలిక్యులేట్ చేయాలి, మాడ్యులేటెడ్ పవర్, సైడ్ బ్యాండ్ పవర్, మాడ్యులేషన్ ఇండెక్స్. These are the unknown parameters. First take the signal. 10 cos 2 pi 10 power 6 t, and take the remaining terms also. Common the first term, so that is 10 cos 2 pi 10 power 6 into t. Take this as common. Now the first term becomes 1. Plus, if we common 10, automatically here we have 0.5. Observe this. Second term lo nunchi 10 తీసాం. So automatically here we have 0.5. 0.5 cos 2 pi. Already 10 power 60. 2 pi 10 power 60 is a common. So therefore here we have 0.5 into cos 2 pi 10 power 3t, 10 power 3t plus the third term. The third term is 0.2, 0.2 cos 4 pi 10 power 3t, 10 power 3t. Now observe the signal. Observe the signal. This is a carrier wave. This is a carrier wave. And these two are message signals. These two are message signals. So that's why, what is the carrier wave amplitude? By observing this term, we can consider it as Vc equal to 10 volts. Vc equal to 10 volts. If we consider this as a carrier signal, then what is the amplitude for this term? 10. So therefore, we can consider it as Vc. Vc equal to 10 volts. Vc equal to 10 volts. Already you know 1 plus mu into, what is the AM representation? Vc into 1 plus mu, 1 plus mu m1 of t plus another mu into m2 of t. So therefore, we can consider it as mu1 as 0.5, mu1 as 0.5 and mu2 as 0.2, mu2 as 0.2. Now what is our aim? First here we want to calculate sideband power and frequencies, frequency spectrum. To draw the frequency spectrum, we must know the frequencies. To draw the frequency spectrum, we must know the frequencies. So from this already given data, we write Vc, mu1 and mu2. But to know the angular velocities, observe again the terms. So what is the angular velocity for carrier wave? Cos omega ct. What is omega? 2 pi f. What is omega? 2 pi f. So in place of f, here we have 1000 kilohertz. 1000 kilohertz. So therefore, omega c can be considered as 2 pi into 10 power 6. If you observe the signal carefully, the first term is a carrier term. Inside terms are message signals, M1 and M2. How we can decide as message signals? You must compare with our original signal. What is the original signal form? Vc into 1 plus m of t, m1 of t plus next mu2, m2 of t. So therefore, these two terms are considered as message signals. And mu1 is 0.5 and mu2 is 0.2. Mu2 is 0.2. Now from this term, you write omega c as 2 pi 10 power 6. And this is one message signal, therefore omega m1. Omega m1 is considered as 2 pi into 10 power 3. 2 pi into 10 power 3. Next, omega m2. Omega m2. 2 pi into 2 into 10 power 3. So from this, అయిపోయిందమ్మా conclude చేస్తున్నాను. From this you write FC, FM1 and FM2. FC equal to 1 megahertz. సార్ ఒక 5 minutes లేట్గా స్టార్ట్ చేయండి. ప్రాబ్లం ఎండింగ్లో ఉంది. అవునా, ఓకే ఓకే, కంటిన్యూ చేయండి. లాస్ట్లో ఉంది, నేను ఒక 5 minutes ఎండ్ చేస్తాను. ఓకే ఓకే. FC equal to 1 megahertz. FM1 equal to ఎంత వచ్చిందమ్మా? 1 kilohertz. 1 kilohertz. So if you write in megahertz, it becomes 0.001 megahertz. 0.001 megahertz. And FM2, second message signal frequency, 0.002 megahertz. 0.002 megahertz. Now you calculate USB terms. Already you know frequency spectrum. If we know FC, how we got USB terms? FC plus FM1 and FC plus FM2. So first you calculate USB terms. FC plus FM1, FC plus FM1 and FC plus FM2. Already you know FC, FM1 value. So substitute those values. You got 1.001 megahertz and 1.002 megahertz. 1.002 megahertz. Now LSB side. How we calculate LSB terms? FC minus FM1 and FC minus FM2. FC minus FM1 and FC minus FM2. If you substitute those values, what is the first LSB term? 0.999 megahertz. Second term is 0.998 megahertz. 0.998 megahertz. Now you know all frequencies: middle frequency, carrier frequency, FC, FM1, FM2, ESB terms and LSB terms. Now to draw the spectrum, we must know the magnitudes. To draw the spectrum, we know the magnitudes. What is the magnitude for first message signal? Mu1 Vc by 2. Already you know the peak value formula for first message signal. That is for FM1. What is the magnitude? Mu1 Vc by 2. Mu1 Vc by 2. Already we have mu1 as 0.5. Mu1 as 0.5 and Vc as 10. So substitute those values. We got FM1 as 2.5 volts. FM1 as 2.5 volts. Similarly, FM2 equal to mu2 Vc by 2. Mu2 Vc by 2. So what is mu2 value? 0.2. 0.2 into 10 by 2. So we have second signal amplitude as 1 volt. Second signal magnitude, not amplitude. Its magnitude is 1 volt. Its magnitude is 1 volt. Now we know the frequencies, magnitude values, then we can easily draw the spectrum. Already you know at the middle we take a carrier frequency. What is our carrier frequency? 1 megahertz. 1 megahertz, which have the magnitude of 10 volts. Similarly, what is the upper sideband frequencies? USB frequencies. Observe USB frequencies: 1.001 megahertz and 1.002 megahertz. So at the carrier as we have 1 megahertz. So already you know this is upper sideband side and this is lower sideband side. So 1.001 megahertz for first signal, and for second signal 1.002 megahertz. Represent frequencies and corresponding magnitudes. 2.5 volts and 1 volt. Similarly, represent lower sideband side, that is LSB. So this is the frequency spectrum. After that, you simply calculate carrier power. You know the relation, what is PC? PC equal to VC square by 2R. Already you know the value of VC and R value. Here R equal to 1 ohms. So calculate carrier power. After that you calculate total power. From that you calculate sideband power. ఇదంతా కూడా పైన చేసిందనమ్మా. సిమిలర్ ప్రీవియస్ ప్రాబ్లం మోడలే ఒకసారి ఫాలో అవ్వండి ఇది. సో ఈ స్పెక్ట్రమ్ డ్రా చేయడం ఒకటే మీకు ఈ ప్రాబ్లంలో కొత్తగా వచ్చింది. So this the problems are completed in the first unit. So in the next class, I told you detector circuits.